Hi grade 10s. This is just a quick video instruction to help you get through this week's 3 modules. Now 2 should be pretty familiar to you, but some of us are still having trouble submitting them properly. So I'm going to talk quickly about lesson 10 and 11, which should be pretty easy to follow along with. And then I'm going to give you a quick description of what you're going to be doing for lesson 12, which is a new activity for us this week. So lesson 10 and 11, we will be going back to explore learning gizmos. A lot of you have been given feedback that you are really enjoying doing the gizmos, so we're going to keep some of those up, especially because usually in this unit we would do a couple dissections, and we can't do that right now via distance learning. So here's some online activities that will give us the same or a similar experience. So you're going to go to explorelearning.com. That's going to be linked in your assessment outline. You're going to go to login and enroll. Remember, your username is likely your GAPS email or your student number. Okay, you set these up individually. My suggestion when we did set them up was to do it either as your GAPS email or your student number. Okay, your password should also be the same as what was your password for school to get onto your Wi-Fi and stuff like that. So that should all be the same. We've been doing a couple gizmos. Again, if you know what it is, save the password so next time you log in, you don't forget. If you have forgotten, you can email me. I can give you access to your email and password. But if you save it, it's easier. You don't have to email me every week. Okay? So we're going to be doing 2 gizmos this week. Both of them should be less than an hour, but you do have an hour scheduled for them. So period 1 and period 2, it's going to look the same. This week you're going to be looking at human homeostasis for lesson 10 and flower to fruit pollination for lesson 11. Okay, so first one for human homeostasis, you're going to open it up, launch your gizmo as normal. Okay, and you're going to follow along using the worksheet provided for you on Google Docs. Okay, you can edit directly in the Google Docs. While that's opening, I'll show you the form. Okay, you can follow along with the form. You're going to be filling out some tables, recording some data, and you will be maybe taking some pictures of some graphs. Now, some of you have been asking me about how can I insert information from the graph. Okay, when you actually do the graph, you can use a lot of computers. If you're using a Windows machine, have a tool called Snipping Tool. Okay, where you can highlight a portion of the screen and copy and paste it in. Doesn't want to open right now. There we go. Okay, where see if you get to the graph and you need to graph it, you can snip it, edit, copy it, okay, and paste it into your file. You could also just do a screenshot of your screen and edit it or crop it like you would an image, okay, to insert it in. Okay, worst case, if all of that's not working for you, you can't figure it out on your computer, you can just draw a quick sketch of it, take a picture with a phone or your device, and upload it so I can see that you still did it. Okay? What some of us are still forgetting, okay, and so some of you may be completing the gizmo but not getting marks, is underneath the gizmo there is 5 assessment questions. Okay? So it's really important that you submit those 5 and press check your answers. Okay, before you leave. Okay, because those are part of the things that I'm using to add your marks. Okay, so please make sure that after you've submitted it and you've submitted your handout, I'm looking at the handout, making sure that it's completed and the answers are correct. I'm also looking at your results from this quiz. Okay. Similarly, for lesson 11, you're going to be looking at, instead of the human body, you're going to be looking at the other organisms that we spent talking about a lot in our biology unit, which was plants. Okay. So same thing, you're going to launch your flower gizmo. Okay. There's also a worksheet that you're going to follow along with for this gizmo. Okay, right here. You're going to answer the questions. When you have something like this where it says open view, and you're clicking in the different parts of the flower. Again, if you want an answer key for this, what I would suggest you do is after you have labeled all the different parts of the cell or of the flower, take a screenshot or use that snipping tool to copy and paste so you have a full answer key of all the different parts, and you can use that to help you out with any upcoming quizzes or tests, okay, that we may do. Okay, so you can put that in there. Okay, there's also going to be an option where you're going to be identifying the different parts and labeling them, okay, and describing some of the parts of pollination. Just like in the last gizmo as well, it's really important after you're done and you're submitted, you're going to scroll down, okay? And again, if you've screenshotted that and made sure all your answers are correct, it's going to help you with your multiple choice questions. Fill out these 5 multiple choice questions and press check your answers. The only way it's going to get sent to me is if you actually have pressed check your answers. So it's really important you complete those 5 multiple choice questions at the end. Okay, so what I'm going to be looking for lesson 10 and 11 is I'm going to be looking at your gizmo worksheets, that they're complete, that they're done the way they're supposed to be done, and I'm also going to be looking at those 5 multiple choice questions. The last thing you're going to be doing this week is you're going to be looking at some of the ethical issues that are coming up more and more as we explore technologies and better understandings of organs and tissues in our body. We'll be looking at a clip of a documentary called League of Denial. It's by Frontline. It's about the impacts of concussions, and specifically in some high impact sports like football. Now it is 2 hours. You don't have to watch the whole 2 hours. All of the questions that I've posed for you are going to be answered in the first hour of the video. Some of it's going to be opinion based, some of it's going to be data based on that video. So some of it will be reflecting on the information that's presented to you. Okay. The worksheet is right here. You're going to be telling me a little bit about what is a concussion, what a concussion can do to your brain, what are some activities that can increase your risk, where is a place in your life that you may have risk of getting concussion, what some of the health impacts are. And a big thing, this is going to be an opinion question. There's not really going to be a right or wrong answer, but if you had a child, would you let them play football based on the data that's being presented? Okay. If you're unsure or you're enjoying it, feel free to watch the whole thing. My expectation is that you watch about the first hour, and as you're watching, you're filling out that worksheet, and that will make up your 3rd hour this week. Okay. Feel free to continue watching if you'd like, but all that's required to submit that worksheet is the first hour. You should be able to get enough information presented to you and a great enough understanding to answer those questions based on the first hour. Okay, but it is all there, and this was a PBS Frontline documentary, so it's pretty interesting, and it does connect to some of the things that we see every day in our lives. Okay, so those are the 3 things you're submitting to me this week: your 2 Gizmo worksheets, as well as those 2 multiple choice quizzes underneath the gizmos. They're each 5 multiple choice questions. Please make sure you submit those, and submit those by Friday at 2:25. The last thing is watching this first hour of this clip of League of Denial, okay, by Frontline, answering those questions that go along with it on the worksheet, and submitting that to me also by Friday at 2:25. Okay. If you're unsure or unclear about any of the expectations from this week, reach out to me in office hours, which we know is the quickest time to get a hold of me, or anytime during the school day. I am regularly checking my email, and I can give you answers there as well. Okay, hope everyone is staying safe, staying healthy, and staying inside. Hopefully we get to see each other soon. Have a good one. Great times. Bye-bye.